So looking at Korean galleries, why do physical spaces matter? Starting in the mid-1990s and continuing into the 2000s, a number of Korean galleries were established at both major museums around metropolises around the US, so along the western coast, New York, and the northeastern regions in particular, but also at museums with significant Korean collections, and importantly at select university museums within academia, where the next generation can be trained and be exposed to Korean art. And exhibitions that run the gamut from focusing on particular periods, such as the early Joseon period, part of the Korean Renaissance, which was an exhibition that I organized in 2009, or a much bigger sort of kind of blockbuster exhibition of Joseon dynasty that toured US museums in Philadelphia, LACMA, and Houston Museum of Fine Arts, again with incredible support from both the South Korean government and major museums within Korea, which have occurred more recently in 2014. Again, exhibitions that focus on either particular mediums like paintings, for example, Cleveland's 2017 exhibition around tekbari, painted screens, or much earlier in 2003, a major exhibition on Goryeo Dynasty, which at the Asian Art Museum San Francisco, which of course Goryeo is considered one of the golden ages of Korean culture. And so exhibitions like that have transformed the public's understanding of Korean art in a way that really nothing else can, that direct connection with the cultural artifact. So the curator workshops that Korea Foundation conducted for over a decade through the end of the 90s and into the 2000s have brought annually a small group of curators of Asian art, again, with expertise in other than Korea, but who oversee Korean collections in their museums, annually would bring to Korea, and for a sustained period of time through lectures, seminars, as well as field trips to museums, archaeological sites, and so forth, have really expanded not only these specialists' knowledge of Korea, but expanded their network of colleagues within the US who are also overseeing Korea, and through these workshops have come to not only love Korean art more, but become that much more committed to presenting Korean art in ways that they hadn't thought were possible before. all that to say that to keep our focus on the next generation, a museum public, museum audiences in the US certainly, I think around the world, tend to be not your sort of the youth generation. And the challenge for the future of the cultural world is to bring the next generation into the museum world, into the traditional arts, as well as popular culture.